The Dodgers are interested in trading for White Sox pitcher Lucas Giolito. They've traded for reliever and Ohtani to the Yankees. That's coming up next on Dodgers Dugout. Hey, what's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. I'm going to be posting about all the up-to-the-minute Dodgers trade rumors, so definitely follow me over there. Also follow Dodgers Nation on Twitter, and be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. We're going to be giving you up-to-the-minute updates on all Dodgers trade rumors leading up to the deadline, so be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you really want to support the channel and you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And as always, I want your takes down below in the comment section. Today's Dodgers Nation questions of the day. 1, what are your thoughts on the Dodgers being linked to Lucas Giolito? 2, will Shohei Ohtani be traded to the Yankees? What are your thoughts on Shohei to the Yankees as a possibility? Let me know down below. And for all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. So the MLB draft is over, the home run derby. The home run derby is over, the All-Star game is in the books, and you know what that means? That means we're entering the second half of the season, and that means we are in trade season. Yes, we're about to hit peak MLB trade rumors season, and I've got you covered. So let's dive into the latest Dodgers trade rumors, starting with Lucas Giolito. MLB Network's John Morosi, he tweeted out just now, the Dodgers are interested in White Sox right-handed pitcher Lucas Giolito, one of the top available pitchers. Sources say Giolito, who went to high school in LA, has a 3.45 ERA this year. The Dodgers have an MLB best 9 of the industry's top 100 prospects per MLB pipeline. So first things first, backed by popular demand, the world famous the Dodgers rumor meter is going to have a very busy month, and for this rumor, I'm going to give it a 3 Dodger dogs. I say serious smoke, not because it's imminent, not because I think this trade's going to go down in the next 48 or 72 hours or even the next week, but that the Dodgers are on the market looking for a starting pitcher. Now, is it going to be Lucas Giolito? You guys know I did a deep dive on Giolito last week. You can look at that. I've done videos about him. We've been talking about him as a possible option for the Dodgers dating back to last season, but I think the first thing you have to consider when it comes to Lucas Giolito is, 1, he's not a true Game 1 starter. He's not an elite ace, top 10 level pitcher. His teammate is Dylan Cease. He has the potential to be that, but what Lucas Giolito is, he's solid. He's a guy that posts. He's a guy that is right near the top when it comes to innings pitched, and that is what this rotation needs. They don't necessarily need an A-plus starter, although I would definitely sign off on one. I think they could absolutely help this team, but right now, at the bare minimum, you need another guy that you can trust. That's not necessarily going to be a rookie. That's not a guy that's been hampered by injuries, and Lucas Giolito makes a lot of sense for a lot of different reasons. 1, he's definitely a top 30 pitcher in baseball. There's no question about that. Like I said, if you want to see a deep dive on Giolito as a pitcher, I'll drop the link down below in the comment section of a video we did last week. But yes, he's top 30. Yes, he posts. Also, contractually, he's going to be a free agent after this season. So this will be a rental, and that plays a big role for what the Dodgers are after because they want to maintain that financial flexibility. There's a reason why they didn't sign any big free agents. There's a reason why they signed J.D. Martinez to a 1-year deal, Noah Syndergaard to a 1-year deal, David Peralta to a 1-year deal, because they didn't want to put a lot of contracts, a lot of money on the books so they could go after Shohei Ohtani, put all their eggs in that basket, offer him $500 to $600 million, and I'm confident that that is what they're going to do. So having a guy like Lucas Giolito can help him this season. And yes, like I said, he's not lights out. This is not like getting Max Scherzer in 2021. He's not going to have 11 starts with a 1.98 ERA, but he can be very solid for this team. I mean, look at his last start before the All-Star break on July 9th against the Cardinals. He goes 7 innings, had 5 strikeouts and 3 walks, but allowed 2 runs. Did allow the 1 home run, but would you take 7 innings of 2-run ball at this point if you're a Dodger fan? Absolutely. Look at his start before that against the Toronto Blue Jays. He goes 6 innings, allows 2 runs with 4 strikeouts to 2 walks. And yes, those aren't explosive strikeout numbers, but he is striking out over a quarter of the batters that he's faced this season. He's in the 63rd percentile when it comes to K percentage. That's well above average. And if you look at his previous 2 starts before that against the Angels, he goes 7 innings, allows 4 earned runs. runs, had 9 strikeouts to no walks. Start before that against the Red Sox, he goes 6 innings, had 10 punch-outs to 1 walk. So this is a guy that is above average when it comes to strikeouts. And the most impressive thing, like I said, is his durability, is the fact that he has given you 5, 6, 7 innings every 5th day. If you look at his starts this season, he's gone at least 6 innings in 14 of his 19 starts this year. So that's something that this Dodgers rotation could benefit from immediately. A guy you can count on to go out there and be steady and post and go at the very least 5 innings and give your team a chance to win. Because look, let's be honest here. With this Dodgers offense, they're going to give him a chance to get some run support, get a little more of a cushion. They're a top 3 offense in the league right now. The White Sox, they're 27th in Major League Baseball with a 687 OPS. So it definitely would be a much better position with the Dodgers. On top of that, you add the fact that he's a hometown kid, grew up in Santa Monica, committed to UCLA, ended up going right to the bigs. He was a guy who played at Harvard Westlake with that legendary rotation with Fried and Flaherty. So he would love to be back in Dodger blue. And then on top of everything else, he is going to be a free agent at the end of this season. So you know he's going to want to perform well. He's going to be energized. He's going to want to give it his best effort to try to be at his best self. And 1, get himself a nice payday. And 2, play for his childhood team. So it does make a lot of sense from that standpoint. But should the Dodgers pull the trigger on this trade? Well, I think it comes down to a couple factors. I think A, is it just Lucas Giolito? Because something tells me, my senses tell me that if they're going to trade with the White Sox, it won't be for just Lucas Giolito. It'll be for one of their relievers, whether it be Kelly or Middleton or Graveman, or we'll see when Hendricks comes back if they feel like he's going to be healthy and he could be a closer when you consider the loss of Daniel Hudson. So there's a lot of factors in play. I think you can consider adding a bat too. People want to see Luis Robert. I don't think that's likely, but a Tim Anderson definitely seems more likely. Ken Rosenthal said a few months ago he feels like he's going to be a Dodger at the deadline. So I think that's what it comes down to. Dodgers and White Sox, they've done deals in the past. Just look at last year, the A.J. Pollock deal for Craig Kimbrell. So we know this organization, they have a history of doing deals. If L.A. wants to part ways with some of their top prospects, you're not going to have to give up too many. Maybe a Michael Busch, maybe someone of that ilk, maybe one of the pitchers at the AA level, but you're not going to have to include the Bobby Millers, the Diego Cartayas, or any of the super top shelf elite prospects. And like John Morosi pointed out, Dodgers have 9 top 100 prospects. So when it comes to prospect capital, the Dodgers have everything you could possibly want to give up if they want to go out there and make a move. They have as robust of a farm system as anyone can have. And also, too, they know how to draft. They know how to identify. They know how to scout. So if they do part ways with some of these prospects, they do cash in, push those chips in, take some money out of the 401k, they're going to be able to replenish it with their development and their ability to find guys. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. So, yeah, I like the idea, but I do want to be patient a little bit. Let's see what else develops. Let's let the market take shape to see who else is going to be available at the deadline. So at the right price, I am in on this deal. I think you want to get some bang for your buck, though. Address not only starting pitching, but also the bullpen, also the offense. Add another bat that can help this team down in the lineup. I definitely want to see him go after that. And also, too, you don't buy the first car you test drive, right? Yeah, it's a nice car. Yeah, you got that new car smell. It smells so good. You just want to buy it right off the lot. But no, you got to just take a minute, take a breath, test drive some other cars, make sure it's the right move for you. But as of right now, it's something that I think the Dodgers will strongly consider. But next, we have to talk about Shohei Ohtani. Yes, it feels like we can link everything back to Shohei Ohtani. And at this point, even rumors that don't involve the Dodgers with Ohtani, I think are Dodgers rumors at the end of the day, because that is how much this organization is invested in trying to get him into Dodger blue. Now, I've spoken to insiders about Ohtani Buster Olney. He's a guy that was confident that the Dodgers would be aggressive towards him. I talked to an Angels insider yesterday who tells me that it's really tough to get a read on him because he's so calculated, because he is so mysterious, because he keeps things so close to the vest. But today, Buster Olney, he said that the Yankees are going to be the team that's going to be most aggressively in pursuit of Ohtani at the deadline. Now, I do find this very interesting that this comes a day after the Yankees announced their jersey sleeve ad sponsorship deal where they're going to be getting $25 million a year. And yes, it does make sense for them to pursue Shohei Ohtani. This is an organization that needs another World Series. I know it sounds crazy to think the Yankees need another World Series considering they have already won 27, but they haven't won since 2009. You haven't seen the same level of postseason success. There's been a lot of talk that this is not the George Steinbrenner Yankees where they go out and get everyone, but I push back on that. I mean, look at last year. They signed Judge for $360 million. They signed Rodon for $162 million. They still have Garrett Cole Vlad, $324 million. Giancarlo Stanton. They have plenty of big contracts. They're still second in Major League Baseball when it comes to payroll. So don't kid yourself. The Yankees are still big spenders. And also, to Buster's point, yeah, you want to win a title now. You have guys that are in win-now mode, and they're not getting any younger. So, hey, you bring in Shohei Ohtani. You got that short porch there in right field. He'd benefit from it. The electricity in Yankee Stadium in New York City. A once-in-a-sport player like Shohei Ohtani, a guy who, in my opinion, is not just the best player in baseball, but the best athlete on the planet right now when you consider what he does at the plate, when you consider what he does on the mound. An MVP winning caliber player without even pitching. That is how good Ohtani is. This is a guy that could hit 60-plus home runs this season. You throw him in New York, that'd be electrifying. And as much as I would love to see him in Dodger blue, and yes, that's still my dream. Yes, I still think there's a really decent chance that that does happen. Man, just imagine Ohtani, greatest player on the planet, with the Yankees, the team that has the most history in the biggest media market. That would be quite a buzz. I will say, though, does Ohtani really want to get booed the first time he doesn't go 5 for 5 and have 12 strikeouts? Does he really want to deal with the New York media? Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. The reality is we just don't know. We don't know the comfort factor for him in New York City. Maybe he wants that, maybe he doesn't. The reality is there's a lot of people that have a read on Ohtani, even the people that are closest to him. And if you're the Yankees, do you make a deal like that if you're not guaranteed an extension? I find it hard to believe that there's a team out there that would part ways with that many prospects and just decimate their farm system if it didn't mean an extension. On the same token, it is still a rental. It's not like last year where it would have been a year and a half of Ohtani. That's where you really would have seen the Godfather offer. That's where you really would have had a king's ransom in return for him. So I don't anticipate a deal like that, but I do think it's going to be a bigger deal than you would expect. It's not going to be your typical rental superstar deal where that team just knows he's going to walk. I think the team that's going to trade for him is going to be a team that's going to feel pretty good about their chances of him signing with them, because we know the incumbent team always has the advantage. So is it likely at this point? I would say no. I've been told there's less than a 10% chance that he does get traded, but anything can happen in Major League Baseball. Look at last year. We thought that Juan Soto was going to be traded. He ends up with the Padres. So never say never. Would I bet on it? No, but it's still worth discussing, because if he gets traded, I think that team has the inside track on signing him long terms because of how much they would have to give up for him. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Shohei Ohtani, Dodger blue over pinstripes any day. And then finally, fire up that trade trumpet, because the Dodgers did make a trade yesterday, and that's for Tyson Miller. The Dodgers traded for the recently DFA'd reliever from the Milwaukee Brewers. So far this season, a negative WAR at .1, a 5.79 ERA, a 12.86 WHIP in 9 1/3 innings, 7 strikeouts on the year. So this is a guy that don't expect too much from this guy. This is a depth piece in the wake of Daniel Hudson being placed on the 60-day IL. I don't anticipate a big contribution from this guy. If you look at his numbers, like I said, a 5.79 ERA. If you look at the FIP, a 5.85 ERA. Also doesn't strike out a ton of guys at 17.1%, a 7.3 walk rate. If you look at where's the upside, if you look at his pitch mix, throws that four-seam fastball 57.4% of the time at 90.7 miles per hour. But I'm assuming that they like the slider. He throws that at a 14.9% clip. Averages 82.1 miles per hour, and hitters were hitting 0 off it. Had a expected slug of 227, expected batting average of 202. So this is a guy who I don't think has a ton of upside. And yes, there's the Evan Phillips of the world who had an ERA over 7 when the Dodgers got their hands on him. But I don't anticipate this being one of the Dodgers' big reclamation projects, one of their diamonds in the rough that they found that came and had a big impact. I don't think he's going to be that guy. I think Ryan Brazier has a much better shot at being that guy because he had the high velocity. He had some of the advanced metrics that point to saying, hey, this could be a dude. I don't see that with this guy. Cash considerations, not a lot to give up. A depth piece. The Dodgers really just managing their roster on the margins, not leaving any stone unturned. And that's what you love about this organization. If you think that there's some way that they can incrementally improve, they're going to do that. They're going to find a way. And here's a good example of just that. He got DFA'd. Also something to consider too, the Brewers, they have a pretty good feel for when to give guys up. So I wouldn't make too much of this move if you had to ask me if it was something, nothing, or everything. I think it's somewhere in between something and nothing. I wouldn't say it's everything by any stretch. I think it comes down to how healthy do the current Dodgers relievers stay. Because if they're all healthy, you probably won't see this guy. If they're all performing, you probably won't see this guy. And on top of that, too, I think the Dodgers are going to go out there and get a reliever that can help them and have an impact right away. Someone that doesn't get sent down to AAA or not such a reclamation project. I think they need more of a plug-and-play guy. Talked about some of those names. Be on the lookout for another bullpen video coming up. But yeah, nice to see him. Welcome to the Dodgers organization. And hey, I think what it comes down to, when they need that spot, they're probably just going to DFA him again. I mean, maybe they DFA Syndergaard if he's not performing well. So yeah, the injury bug is hit. You still have Shelby Miller out, Daniel Hudson, of course, now on the 60-day IL. So yeah, this is an organization. They're going to try to get better. And this is one way they said, hey, this guy could provide some quality depth down the minor league level. And if we need him, we'll use him. A little break in case of emergency type pitcher. But that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout. Let me know down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the trade rumors with Lucas Giolito? How many Dodger dogs do you give it? Do you want to see the Dodgers make that move? And what are your thoughts on Ohtani to the Yankees? I want all your thoughts on that possible trade. Do you think there's any chance the Angels do move him this trade deadline? I want all your Ohtani takes down below. And is the trade for Tyson Miller something, nothing, or everything? Let me know. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. And if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.